Every single year, many films are released, and many of those films come and go with barely a whisper. Many people actually won't even remember films that came out in January or February or March, or even as recently as October, because honestly, there's a veritable cornucopia of films that continue to come out with the continued rise of streaming services, your local cinema, your big chains, whatever. And these films can range from lowly independent projects that actually have a little bit of money behind them, or studio projects where they throw every resource behind them because money is for nothing, the mistresses aren't for free, but really, there's three reasons why films get made. Money, as I just mentioned, because said mistresses aren't for free. Believe me, I can't speak from experience as far as mistresses as studio executives, but if you've ever had a mistress, you know they're not cheap. That being said, also, it could be the filmmaker's passion. They just want to release their passion all over the film industry. They want to release it all over the viewers. They want to release it to the point that it splatters us in the goddamn eyes, to the point that we can't even open. It's like we have super glue there. It'll run down our goddamn mouth, get in our nose, we'll snort it, and then it will go down our goddamn gullet, and we'll get all the filmmaker passion juice down our throat. If you've never had a filmmaker release their passion down your throat, then you haven't lived. Or other films will just hope to get a mere look when it comes to the many prestigious awards that are out there. The Saturn Awards, the British Empire Heavyweight Championship Awards, the Uranus Awards, the Canadian Film Industry Awards, the European Film Industry Awards, the Uzbekistan Film Industry Awards, possibly the Siberian Film Industry Awards, Japanese Film Industry Awards, Central America, South America. Maybe, it's there are urgent ones in Argentina. It's Argentina. But there are a couple that really just sit there at the top. Obviously, the Golden Globes, the Academy Awards, or the most prestigious of all, mine. Because this is my show, and damn it, I'm going to talk about the films that I loved, the films I hated, and I'm going to tell you why. So let's do it. I'm John Rentham with the second annual Real Honest Movie Awards show. Backed by either mild demand, no demand, or very unpopular demand, I'm here once again after doing one just before the Academy Awards from earlier this year came out. Basically, if you are not even a long-time subscriber, if you've just been subscribed for about a year, then you know how this works. Now, all the categories are not the same. I decided to flex a few things around. And here's how I'm going to determine what's the best, what's the worst. For anything good, I'm going to put this up. Thank you, Jen, for sending me this for the New Japan reviews years ago. I really do appreciate it. I haven't reviewed New Japan in a while. And if anything's good, they get this. If anything's bad, they get this dusty Swiffer. Where has this Swiffer been? How did that much dust get on it? I'm not going to tell you. I just want you to guess where I've been putting this thing. You're welcome. You're absolutely welcome for that image. So now with the image of where I put a Swiffer out of the goddamn way, let's talk about these particular categories. And any of these movies that I mentioned are all up on the Real Honest Movie Reviews playlist, or also up on my Letterboxd. And I reviewed 336 movies that were released this year, guys. Couldn't get to every single award, accoladed, whatever film. I mean, I just couldn't get to certain ones. And also, other ones were just released in certain markets and maybe nominated for the Academy Awards that I haven't gotten a chance to see yet. So, yeah, it varies around. I have actually thought of trying to pay a pretty penny to go to some of these film festivals next year, but honestly, I really don't have the time, and I don't know if I want to spend the money. Nevertheless, the whole thing is these are my opinions. Let me know your opinions in the comments, please. So, yeah, let's go Tearjerker of the Year, because Tearjerker of the Year, let me tell you. There are movies that even got through my black heart and made me cry, so yeah, let's just get to it. Let's get to the nominations. We have We Live in Time, Andrew Garfield, Florence Pugh, and it's a beautiful A24 production that got me. Boy, did it get me. Jesus goddamn Christ. If you've seen it and you've experienced anything close to that, then it probably got to you too. There was not a dry eye in the house when I watched it in theaters. I saw a special screen of this. Just because. I traveled 40 miles just to watch this. My Old Ass is an Amazon MGM movie with Aubrey Plaza visiting her younger self. The young lady that played the younger version of her was terrific, by the way. Name escapes me. But it's about maybe trying to warn yourself so you don't, you aren't as jaded or as hurt as you are later on. But there are certain things you just have to experience. The highs and the lows, the happiness and the extreme sadness, and it's beautifully told. The Taste of Things, cooking, Juliette Binoche still looking as only she can look, and it's beautiful. Inside Out 2, anxiety-ridden Disney flick that actually really got me. All of Us Strangers, Paul Mescal was terrific in this, and Memoir of a Snail, a great animated movie about two siblings and some great stop-motion claymation stuff. And the winner is We Live in Time. It was tough for this one because I actually was curious if I should maybe give this to my old ass, which kind of sounds just funny to say, but I decided to give it to We Live in Time. All those movies made me sad. In fact, there actually are a lot more movies. I put up a full list on Letterboxd of movies that made me upset in some form or another. And the thing about We Live in Time, yeah, it's a little bit familiar with how a lot of people go, but with how a lot of these stories go, but it's just told so beautifully with great acting. And the one that plays their daughter was fucking magnificent. She was great. So now we move on to Foreign Film of the Year. Been plenty of great foreign films this year. The Zone of Interest. Sandra Hüller, between this and Anatomy of a Fall, has had a terrific 1-2 punch. Eczema, a terrific South Korean horror movie. Perfect Days, about mundane tasks and a man that just wants to be a janitor in Tokyo and just be left alone. Infested. It's a French spider movie that's everything Sting should have been, the movie, not the wrestler. Kneecap, it's about the Irish rap group that wanted to keep the Irish language alive. And The Taste of Things. Once again, Juliette Binoche, Benoit, his name escapes me, Michael something or other. And yeah, they make loving eyes to each other, cook food, and it's beautiful. So, the foreign film of the year is The Taste of Things. Yeah, this was really, really high on my list. The more I thought about it, I actually did rewatch it earlier this month. And still great. Yeah, people might accuse me of being a little bit too fucking artsy. I don't really give a shit because it's my list. Fuck you. But yeah, I really like The Taste of Things. Now we go to Animated Film of the Year. And mind you, I'm not doing a ton of worst, but I'm still going to get to the worst ones here. Don't worry, I'll get to knocking some stuff. But Animated Film of the Year, Memoir of a Snail, Robot Dreams, about a dog and a robot that get separated and have memories, but you will never be able to get September by Earth, Wind, and Fire out of your head. Flow, dialogue-free insanity, just beautiful insanity, just because it will give you anxiety also seeing animals put in danger. The capybara steals the goddamn show. Sirocco and the Kingdom of the Wind, Studio Ghibli inspired, I believe, Spain and French animated movie that's great about two sisters traveling inside a book, and Inside Out 2. Disney's great balance and increased, enhancement of the first one that I thought was pretty good. And now, the best animated film of the year is Memoir of a Snail. Yeah, you could argue that maybe I couldn't have put this one here because it's actually stop-motion animation, but there's animation in the title. And this is certainly better than the stop-motion movie that came out. That was a movie called Stop Motion. Memoir of a Snail was just beautifully told, dark. It's magnificent. That ending gets you, even though you kind of feel that's how it's going to end. You're not sure. And it just works out so well. So now we move on to breakout performance. And really, when I looked at this, I realized that sans one, I had all women here, but I'll explain why. You have Mikey Madsen and Honora. You had Nicola Adams, or Nicola Adams, possibly, of Bird. Young lady was terrific in that. Willa Fitzgerald in Strange Darling. Nathan Stewart Jarrett in Femme, and yes, looking at his career, he has had quite a bit of stuff that he's been in, quite a few British projects. This was a terrific goddamn performance. This is something that should land him way more leads in big projects and break out even more here in America. Chloe East in Heretic, I thought she outshined Sophie Thatcher, even though Sophie Thatcher was great. Katie O'Brien in Love Lies Bleeding, the insanely muscled and insanely attractive Katie O'Brien, by the way. And Maisie Stella in My Old Ass. That's whose name I couldn't remember. I apologize. What do you want from me? I've watched a lot of movies this year. Breakout performance. Mikey Madison in Anora. Almost gave this to Nicola Adams, but I decided to go with Mikey Madison. Because of just how terrific she was in Anora. The fact that she played such a great layered character that acted so tough and stood up for herself and everything, but gets wrapped up in a certain thing, and even though she tries to maintain control, she realizes the situation is out of her control. And that ending shot is going to fucking stick with me for a while. And if you've seen it, you know what I'm talking about. So we go to worst cast of the year. Now, I do want to make it clear that a couple of these, I recognize that they were just probably young cast members trying to get started, new cast members, new actors, and sometimes even the best can't make the worst material work. But let's be honest, these all deserve it. So, The Mousetrap. Yeah, Steamboat Willie Mickey in this, yeah, it was a bad horror movie. It was really bad and nobody could have saved it. Divorce in the Black. The fact that Mea Culpa is actually nowhere near this fucking list tells you just how bad Divorce in the Black was. Tyler Perry, to be perfectly honest, needs to be banned from ever making a film again. Ordinary Angels, Hilary Swank, and a toothless and just bullshit, Jesus story about a young lady that needs a new liver. And it's an inspirational story. It's just inspirational for the wrong reasons here. I watched this as a Regal mystery movie and it was bad, but just everybody played bland characters. Skeletons in the Closet. I mean, Terrence Howard, Cuba Gooding Jr., and some people that really had no business being in front of the camera. Megalopolis. Hate to say that about a movie with Aubrey Plaza in it and Adam Driver, but Jesus Christ, Jon Voight, Dustin Hoffman with his naughty little midget ass, acting up, and Shia LaBeouf, who's hopefully going to be in jail for some of the shit he's done, and a bunch of other people, and really, this is what you did? And The Strangers, Chapter 1. Two idiots acting moronically. And the winner for Worst Cast, Megalopolis. Why did Megalopolis win? Take a look at the cast, take a look at the potential even for meme culture, but take a look at just the fact that this movie was so goddamn shitty. It was so shitty. So, best cast of the year. Challengers, Mike Feist, or however you say it, Josh O'Connor, Zendaya, right there, magnificent. There were other, good peripheral characters, but really it was just about these three, and it worked so well. The Substance, Demi Moore, Margaret Qualley, however you say it. Dennis Quaid, being a creepy executive, being a piece of shit in real life also, it turns out. But just those two alone, that was great casting. Anora, Mikey Madison, and another person that I may possibly mention a little bit later on that could possibly win something here, tee-hee, but just great stuff up and down in Anora. Love Lies Bleeding, I mean, again, Kristen Stewart, Katie O'Brien, Ed Harris, David Franco, Jenna Malone. I gotta watch that movie again before the end of the year. It's just so good. Sing Sing, Coleman Domingo, and a bunch of guys that apparently were old prisoners of Sing Sing. They did so well. But Coleman Domingo, the performance of his fucking career here. But just a great layered cast. Civil War, Kaylee Spaney, Kirsten Dunst, that is. Sorry, I have Kristen Stewart on my mind. Never mind, I'm going to leave that one alone. But some really, really good stuff here. Jesse Plemons, What Kind of American Are You? Civil War was Alex Garland's finest movie, in my personal opinion. Kneecap, just mentioned about the Kneecap Irish group. And Conclave. When Isabella Rossellini has tremendous scenes in this, but is basically not necessarily an afterthought, but even her performance is limited to only a few scenes and everything, with her tremendous catalog of films, you're in for something good. Ralph Fiennes was great. Stanley Tucci was great. John Lithgow was tremendous. But we got to go for Best Cast of the Year. We must go to Cast of the Year is Love Lies Bleeding. Okay, a bit surprising here. Conclave could have won this, but Cast of the Year for Love Lies Bleeding, because everybody worked so well together, and it was a great A24 film. It just was. Now, Worst Actress. I want to make it clear, by the way, that a couple of these are actually pretty good, but just let's be perfectly honest. Some of them, just were never going to, some of them are never going to get the taste out of their mouth of this shit. So let's go with Dakota Johnson and Madam Web. I mean, come on. The fuck else do I need to say? Piper Braun in Imaginary. Yes, the little girl. Yes, I know it's unfair, but I'm sorry. That kid is not cut out for Hollywood. Be a kid. Take some classes. Maybe she'll get better. People have started out rough and they've gotten better, but just this was bad. Not as bad as Megan Good in Divorce in the Black. You're going to stand by Jonathan Majors. You deserve every bit of ridicule that you get, you dumb twat. Blake Lively, and It Ends With Us. And recognizing stuff that has come out recently about the troubled production, shall we say, and what's real, what's, fact through fiction. Blake Lively was still a rotten performance. I mean, Justin Baldoni was just as bad. I'm just saying that right there. I don't really give a shit if anybody that's a fan of either of those two gets upset with me. It Ends With Us with a lousy movie, and Blake Lively, from the very beginning, was practically sleepwalking through the whole damn thing. And Madeline Pesh, who was in Strangers Chapter 1. So let's go with Megan Good in Divorce in the Black. Yeah, by the way, in case I have to refer to my notes, I will go through these and I will sometimes forget exactly what I did. But yeah, I'm holding this up just more for Divorce in the Black because it was an ugly, disgusting bullshit movie where everybody involved in the production should have been ashamed, lined up in the street and slapped by every viewer that had to watch this. Megan Good might be into that given the fact that she's defending Jonathan Majors. Who knows? But that being said, we now are going to go to the best actor. Actually, we're going to go to the worst actor first because I have to dump on some more people. So, worst actor, Jon Voight in Megalopolis. I probably should go with Shia LaBeouf, but Shia at least tried to do something weird. Terrence and Cuba Gooding Jr. in Skeletons in the Closet. I mean, what else do I need to say? Justin Baldoni. I'm just going to call him Baldoni because it's funnier. It Ends With Us. Kevin Hart in Borderlands. I mean, he's an unfunny idiot. He's a little midget, and he doesn't deserve half the goddamn praise he gets. If he can reach something off the second shelf without help, then maybe he can come and talk to the normal people at the adult table. And also Borderlands was just fucking doomed. I'm going to blame Kevin Hart for the fact that movie is bad. Corey Hardick in Divorce in the Black. Corey Hardick in Divorce in the Black. That's who wins this. Yeah, Divorce in the Black is kind of sweeping this stuff. Just like this movie should have been swept, along with everybody involved, into a goddamn incinerator. I'm all for movies being made with a tongue-in-cheek mentality, but the Human Centipede trilogy didn't have that much tongue-in-cheek. Mia Culpa looked like an Oscar winner next to this. And Mia Culpa was bullshit. So now we move on to Best Actress. And there was a lot of great performances this year. I mean, a lot of great performances. Demi Moore in The Substance. What else needs to be said? Zendaya in Challengers. I get it, guys. I get it. I didn't see any of that show that she was in. That HBO show that was very, very fucking troubled. I forget what it is right now. They were all on drugs. But anyway, she was also in Dune Part 1 and Dune Part 2. Dune Part 2 that came out earlier this year. And she's been, of course, her and Tom Holland and the Spider-Man stuff and whatever. And I'm not saying she was a bad actress. I'm just saying I get it here because she commanded the fucking screen every time she was on. That's why she gets mentioned here. Juliette Binoche in The Taste of Things. Yes, maybe I will buy The Taste of Things on Blu-ray. Shut up. Florence Pugh in We Live in Time. I already talked about that. And Juliet Greppi in Red Rooms. Red Rooms is certainly wild. So now, it's Demi Moore in The Substance Pretends to Be Shocked. Yes. A movie that I absolutely adored. A movie that got better and better and better. A movie that I just fucking loved. So why am I not going to give it to Demi Moore, who I hope gets the Oscar? She deserves the Golden Globe she's nominated for. When the Oscars come out, she deserves to get nominated. She deserves to win. All due respect to everybody that has given great performances this year. Demi Moore deserves it. Demi Moore, however you say it. She is great. She was fucking magnificent in this. Now we go to Best Actor. And as Mike, I'm just giving it a tie here. Mike Feist or Feist, or however the hell you say it, and Josh O'Connor in Challengers. Because really, they were two sides of the same coin. Or two sides of the same cookie with Zendaya in the middle. Or sometimes Zendaya was kicked out of the... Challengers was a wild movie. And then we get Colman Domingo in Sing Sing. I already talked about that. Paul Mescal in All of Us Strangers. Yuria Borazov in Anora. Yeah. Please give this man some more fucking roles. Because he was great in this. And Justice Smith in I Saw the TV Glow. There are scenes, and in fact, that might actually be the next film I watch besides Love Lies Bleeding, because I Saw TV Glow was just so crazy, and just that birthday party scene, just Justice Smith really just shined in that fucking movie. But Best Actor is Colman Domingo in Sing Sing. I mean, how the fuck could it not be? He, great expressions on his face. I mean, tremendous dialogue, do not get me wrong. It was a fairly simple story, but with complex characters, and was told so well, and it was a great A24 production. But Colman Domingo worked so well in this. So well, deserves every bit of praise that he's getting. So now we go to Director of the Year. And we go, a lot of great directors this year. Coralie Farjan, who did The Substance. Sean Baker, who did Anora. Rose Glass, who did Love Lies Bleeding. George Miller, who did Furiosa, Mad Max Saga. And Luca Guadagnino, who did Challengers. He also did Queer. I did not get around to Queer. I heard it's really good, but again, guys, 336 movies. But Director of the Year is Coralie Farja, or Farge, however you say it. 100% deserved. I did see Revenge sometime just before The Substance, which was great. And I absolutely see why people praise this thing on the film festival circuit. I recognize The Substance is not going to be for everybody, but Coralie absolutely deserves it. So now we go to Studio of the Year. There's only two, really. It was A24 and Neon. And Neon gets like the honorable mention. A24 is the Studio of the Year. Why? Because even with Y2K and The Front Room, and a couple that were pretty good but not great, like, say, A Different Man and a couple others, this absolutely, A24 fucking smashed it this year. Some of my favorite films of the year. Neon Studios, mind you, actually ended up beating A24 by one entry on my favorite films of the year list, because Anora beat Love Lies Bleeding because of that ending. But I give it to A24 for the proper catalog, because for every great thing Neon did, they also had some stuff that was, So, show-killing performance. Show-killing performance in the sense that this was just absolutely just mind-numbingly stupid, or proof that somebody shouldn't be acting like the winner of this whole thing. Well, let's talk about show-killing performance. Glenn Close in The Deliverance. My, oh my, how the mighty have fallen. If you've seen The Deliverance, you know what I'm talking about. Salika Knight in Trap. Yes, M. Night Shyamalan Ding Dong decided to produce Caddo Lake. He decided to direct Trap and put his stupid, untalented for acting daughter, talented for singing, good, get back to work on the mic, honey, and don't ever fucking act again. Put her in Trap. And also, his other daughter did The Watchers. But Salika, or Celica, or however the hell you say her goddamn name, she decided that she should act. No, you shouldn't. Dwayne The Rock Johnson, Rock the Dwayne Johnson in Red 1. I mean, Jesus Christ. It's like Dwayne was sleepwalking through this, or maybe he was sleep pissing through this. Awkwafina in Jackpot. Anytime Awkwafina appears on film, it's embarrassing. And Renfield is like the only film that she did, or was part of rather, where she was any good, but she was part of an ensemble cast. Everyone in Parasite. Not the 2019 classic. Go to fucking Tubi and search up Parasite and look for a poster of like 3 faces. And if you can stomach that goddamn bullshit, whoever thought that was a good idea, you want to talk about something that was funded by couch cushion money? That right there is a prime example. No good ideas, no good acting, 4 fucking people. That's exactly what they featured. But anyway, so let's go to the losers. So show-killing performance, Solika, Knight, and Trap. Your husband's the butcher. How fucking dare you? How fucking dare you, M. Night? Thinking that you deserve to put your children on goddamn screen. She could have sung and that could have been it. If it was meant to be a parody, it was a really bad parody. If it was meant to be anything other than a joke, and I mean a joke like, okay, let's just laugh at the movie, but I'm just doing this to troll you guys. It was a bad troll job because the movie didn't do all that well. At least it didn't do as well as it should have, given the fact that I guess he has to finance his movies now because not all other people are willing to finance them. Gee, after seeing Trap, I wonder why. So let's go to show-stealing performance. Some repeats here. You'll forgive me. Demi Moore in The Substance, Coleman Domingo and Sing Sing. Kneecap and Kneecap, because they played themselves and they did pretty well. Aaron Pierre in Rebel Ridge. And Sandra Hüller in The Zone of Interest. And who won? Who won? It was Demi Moore in The Substance. Coleman Domingo deserves an honorable mention, and really all these performances are good. I mean, Aaron Pierre in Rebel Ridge, he was great as well. But yeah, Demi Moore, just going to say it again, can't say anything more. So now we go to creatively captivating. Okay, this is just where I look at the creativity of a particular film, and I talk about, I just mentioned basically this is based on creativity and taking the vision, the idea of this particular film to, new heights. The Substance, Memoir of a Snail. Sirocco and the Kingdom of the Wind. Mars Express, a terrific French animated adult sci-fi movie. Flow, Infested, Eczema, Robot Dreams, Furiosa, Mad Max Saga, and Strange Darling. And we basically have a winner, obviously. We don't have a tie. I thought of doing a tie, but then I realized it's the awards show and I need to be fair. Creatively captivating goes to The Substance. Now, honestly, all of these could have been factored in. Some great animation and flow, and Strange Darling was a magnificent fucking presentation of horror. In fact, I need to watch it again real soon because it's crazy. But The Substance was so creatively captivating from the beginning, I have to mention it here. Commercialized cop-out. I mean, this is just an example of them basically saying, hey, this is just like stuff out to make money. So Twisters, and some people like Twisters, that's fine. I didn't. I thought it was bullshit. Argyle, I mean, you're wasting a really good cast in this, and John Cena's really bad hair to do a twisty, topsy-turvy spy flick that was just not any good and was never going to be good. And then you also get to Red One, which is just a passion project, a passion piss project from Rock the Dwayne Johnson with J.K. Simmons, Lucy Liu, Chris Evans, and Kieran Shipka. And it made me not want to ever celebrate Christmas again. The Crow. Yeah, Lionsgate hasn't had a good year and basically just decided to make a homogenized version of The Crow that had a little bit of, it had like one good scene in an opera house and that's it. And the Garfield movie. I mean, that was just ugly, boring, and bullshit. So, commercialized cop-out goes to... Oh, this is the wrong one. Oh no, I've ruined my award show. It's Red One. I mean, I could just go like this. In fact, yeah, I'll just do that. Because Red One deserves a double dose of bullshit. Because, god damn it, I mean, just Red One could not have been any worse. I mean, it really couldn't have been. I fucking hate it. It was I believe in my top 10 worst. I watched so many bad movies this year, it's actually hard to remember. But yeah, Red One. I mean, come on. It was just ugly, boring, and just made for money, and not made for anything entertaining. Entertaining, that is. Streaming surprise. Films I didn't expect to be good, but actually were. Infested, Red Rooms, and Rebel Ridge. Let's go to this one quick. Infested. Rebel Ridge almost won it, but Infested was so surprising because of how greatly horrific and passion-filled it was, and how ooey-gooey it was. Sure, the ending's a little bit, huh? That's it? But it was such a ride to get there that I'm not going to let the bad ending, or the, ending let me down. So, worst horror movie. Oh boy, let's get, I really should have dirtied this damn thing up for this. The worst horror is Between Strangers Chapter 1, The Mousetrap, Imaginary, a killer teddy bear in a Blumhouse production. Again, fuck you, Jason Blum. And Curse of the Necklace. I mean, realistically, I could have gone way deeper on that, but let's just finish with that. So, worst horror is The Strangers Chapter 1. Yeah, let's rehash and tell the story of the Strangers, an origin story, I guess. And let's follow them as they're stalking this couple. And then let's follow them as they're stalking one other member of the couple for the next movie or two. Because that's what everybody wants to see. What happened to Renny Harlin? Why is Renny Harlin doing bad movies? I don't understand. So, let's get to best horror. So, The Substance, Exuma, Strange Darling, I Saw the TV Glow, Heretic, Hugh Grant delivering a fucking tremendous performance, Chloe East, Sophie Thatcher, great, in their respective missionary positions. Probably should have not included that, but whatever, let's just go on with that because it's religious based. And Infested. And the best horror is The Substance, because of course it's The Substance. And I'm just going to move on from that, because there you are, because realistically, what else can I say about The Substance? How magnificent and body horrific it is. So, here we go. Worst picture. Encapsulating everything. Encapsulating horror and whatever. There's only 4 nominations, though. Megalopolis, Divorce in the Black, The Strangers Chapter 1, and Joker Folie à Deux. I nearly gave this to Joker Folie à Deux. The fact that that didn't get actually the nod here is saying something. Megalopolis. Because it's Francis Ford Coppola pissing away a whole bunch of money that he could have used to fund, I don't know, animal rescue, stuff or something. And it would have been a better use of money. He would have been better off just setting fire to his goddamn winery. Because realistically, that's practically what he did with this movie. So then we move on to Best Picture. Here it is. My choice for Best Picture of the year. The Substance, Challengers, Anora, Love Lies Bleeding, and The Taste of Things. And The Substance. It's The Substance. I'm not even mixing words here. Of course, it's The Substance. My favorite goddamn movie of the year. Why? Because it was so fucking great from beginning to end. That third act was absolutely incredible. If you have not seen The Substance, you need to check it out. And if you watch The Substance, you need to watch The Substance again. Because my oh my, Demi Moore, Margaret Qualley, just a terrific 1-2 punch performances. The body horror, Coralie Farjah doing great camera work, great, just the great body horror, the great, social commentary on beauty standards. It was so beautifully done. And that is why The Substance is the best picture of the year. Hope you guys enjoyed these. So, yeah, let me know your thoughts in the comments. Like, share, subscribe, Twitter, Letterboxd, and Blue Sky handles in the description. Yeah, I'm John Rinthlen. These have been the second Real Honest Movie Review or Real Honest Movie Award shows, nomination, things. This has been my show. And will I do these next year? Maybe. I don't know. Who knows what the future holds? It could hold nothing but a pocket full of memories. Anyway, I'll see you soon.